and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Perfection Paper Thin. This is one of those text-like adventures, and if you don't know what those are, it's a visual novel, essentially, where you make choices and progress through the story. I saw this on itch.io, and I'm like, this seems like it could be actually really good. So I went ahead and I played a few minutes of it just to see if the settings I had were good for me. And I believe they are. So I think without further ado, we can hit start and get into this adventure. It's as simple as that the symbol spells doom. The shape sears itself into the mind as I stand frozen, unable to avert my eyes, while my hand cramps briefly, bunching up around the cloak. I take a deep breath. Everyone knows not to mess with these people, if they are the ones who took Patrick. I shake my head. Panic will only make it worse. In and out, he said. Kill some Eldritch beasties, rip apart a wannabe warlock, and be back in time to watch the game, he said. And now? Fuck me, that sounded awesome. I snatched a leather pouch that sits next to a ritual dagger, lacing the smell of stale herbs as I unfasten it. This only confirms what is already certain. Patrick must be dead. I killed him. If only... Where was I? Right, Patrick. What have I done? And what's going to happen to me? Surely they must know I'm here. Why haven't they come for me yet? Is it because I'm not important enough? They already took Patrick. Has that rustling noise always been here? Oh no. I dropped the herb pouch, snatching the thermos from my backpack to take a swig. The smell of lavender, too strong to be enjoyable, salts my nose. Beggars can't be choosers. It's what's kept me alive so far. It's almost empty. How long have I been here? I pause, switching the thermos. How much is it? 2 sips? 3? Unless I'm certain I need it, maybe I shouldn't. Until I can find some place to brew more. Incompetent. It's what Patrick would say, and he'd be correct. Too stupid to keep an eye on my own stash of lavender tea. He'd say it if I hadn't gotten him killed. No. If I'm to conserve my tea, I mustn't become a target. Whatever is crawling up behind me, raising the hairs on the back of my neck and chasing goosebumps across my arms, I mustn't let it win. Grabbing a hold of the cloak again, as if it could ground me, I breathe deeply from my stomach and exhale slowly, the air wavering my anxiety. I'll count, just like therapy. 3 things I can see. A table, an herb pouch, a horrible omen of a cloak. Slow breaths. What do I hear? My own breaths, air filtering into my lungs only to be propelled outwards again. The soft patter of rain muffled down here in the basement. What else? What's the third thing I hear? A pretty awesome soundtrack. I shuffle my shoes straight across the floor. Yes, this would be a sound. Back to sight. What are two things I can see? There's a tiny window letting in the last rays of daylight, and there's still the dreaded cloak threatening despair. A whimper of laugh escapes me. It all comes back to the cloak, doesn't it? I suppose that's as good as any. As far as number 2, the rain is still drizzling away. One last round. A single thing I can see. I see my hand, still holding onto the cloak. Sinews stand out against white knuckles. One sound to go. I can hear my breath, now calmer without the shakiness from earlier. The rustling is gone. Whatever was drawn towards me has retreated for now. If I didn't know how to ground myself, I'd long since have turned into one of those dreadful husks meandering outside. I shudder before placing the thermos back where it came from, and finally letting go of the cloak. No use ruminating on a piece of fabric as long as there's still a chance that I'll find Patrick in time. Instead, I turn on my heels, striding out of this storeroom and down the hall to the very last unchecked door inside this building. There's no way the cloak's owner is hanging out down here and hasn't made any attempt to apprehend me yet. Unless they know I'm useless. They could be playing a game. I shake my head, pushing down the handle and leaning against the door when it grinds against the smooth stone floor. I was wrong. Of course I was. Most of the room is obscured by darkness with the warlock draped in an eerie glow. I pulled my gun, training kicking in as adrenaline sent my blood pumping. He's locked up. I know who this is.
Thank God. I thought there was no one left in this town to find me.
While convincing, his smile is fake. Master of illusions, earth magic, and carnage, he's a monster.
I'm still sane, so if you could lower that gun and...
Arthur Weiss Pendolin. The smell drops the moment I speak his name.
Right. A hunter.
He closes the gap to the bars, keeping him secured. And I almost step back. I'm safe. What's providing this room's illumination is a set of glowing runes etched into the floor in front of the cell. They're neutering him. He can't even teleport to safety. But who did this and why? Whatever the case, it doesn't matter. I'm in a unique position. Right now, I could end one of the most dangerous warlocks in Western Europe. There's no way he dodges a bullet, especially while stuck in that tiny cell. Maybe for once I could be useful. I could save countless lives. All it would take is for my hand to stop shaking, and for my finger to unfreeze. Mainly the latter. I have enough bullets to take him out should my first shot miss. Well, I don't want to kill anyone if I don't absolutely have to. And if I can work with someone as strong as him, I want to. I found your cloak. You're going amazing. What am I doing? I lick my lips. Get yourself together.
So, you know how to converse. Great.
He leans against the bars, lips drawing back into a smile again. Well, this one is genuine. It's far too wide for comfort. I need to shoot him. Why are you locked up? What am I doing? I can't shoot him. Why am I such a failure?
Got caught off guard. Maybe I got too cocky. Huh, who knows?
That voice acting sounds really good. That doesn't answer any of my questions. What are you guys trying to achieve? He laughs at me.
I'm here to investigate the occult occurrences in this town. They're a bit too flashy for our tastes.
Oh, wait. Investigate? Something doesn't fit?
Yes. I'm going to annihilate the spoilt brat that locked me up as soon as I find a way out of here.
So it's a different cult. If this isn't their doing, if what's going on in this town is due to some small group or a single person newly bound to an Eldritch being, they may not have disposed of Patrick yet. I want to propose a deal. I'm stupid. So far, yes.
I do love a good deal, especially if it doesn't involve getting a bullet to the head.
Of course, that's how warlocks work. Make a deal, gain magic powers. I shudder as bile rises from my stomach, swallowing it back down. I don't kill you, and in return you don't kill me. His grin widens.
Alright, sounds fair to me.
It's not fair, not yet. Right now I'm the only one here that could do any sort of killing. Should. That's my first request. The other one, I lower my gun. There's no need to threaten a guy that can't retaliate. The other one would be that I let you out of there, but I want a favor in return. I need to shoot him before I go through with this madness.
Shoot.
Huh?
Your favor. Let me hear it.
Yes, Where are my words? They'll think I'm stupid stammering away like this. Makes difference.
Hold up.
That's literally all I'm doing. Holding up Patrick, holding up my mission, holding up...
How about you take a deep breath, sort your thoughts, and tell me your conditions. If it helps, I'm pretty sure I'll accept. You won't believe how much I'm itching to pay back every second I've wasted here.
Of course. I came here with a partner, but if I tell him that I let them take Patrick, he'll know I'm an unreliable ally. I need help finding him. Unless he's dead. You could use divination to take me to him, and then help me get him to safety. He shrugs.
Sure.
Why does he agree so easily? Did I just play myself? But you can't kill him or me. Even after we find him, you can't kill either of us. How do I make sure we don't end up dead in a ditch eventually? Can I make him promise never to lay a hand on us the rest of his life? Would he agree? Would he find a way to cause an accident to take care of instead?
Calm down, lady. I'm not some devil in need of an airtight contract. You bit off a bit more than you can chew, and you want out of here. Fine by me. I don't make a hobby out of weaseling out of deals. I mean, if I were the type to do that, I wouldn't care to look for a loophole in the first place. It's not like it's legally binding if I agree to anything now. And let's be honest, these situations are completely outside of the law.
This is a horrible idea. Patrick knew about this. He'd have every right to shoot me on spot, and he will find out. Unless Pendleton breaks his word. Okay. I breathe the word, and it drifts across the darkness with the weight of death sentence.
Cool. Are you squeamish?
In real life? No. Alright, I'll have to break the binding spell. The spell that's keeping me safe. No, I'm fine. I'll grab your dagger. I don't wait for an answer, retreating to the room, back to where I came from. This place doesn't provide much solace. The only glimmer of hope is that I'm not crossing Pendleton's people. I couldn't stop a cult that old and powerful even if there were 10 of me. Then again, why am I surprised that they aren't behind this? They haven't cared for much else than horrible, yet so far fruitless experiments at raising hosts to incarnate their patron. And collecting anything to do with the occult, no matter the cost. I would know. Suddenly, the cloak has lost part of its threat. I retrieve the dagger from its place on the table, no point in hesitating any further. Before I can change my mind, I step back inside the dark room, crossing the distance to the cell while fighting the urge to slow down. Can't he back up a little? He'll laugh if I ask. I study the runes on the floor, if only there's somewhere else to look. They're moderately complicated. While it isn't easy to contain a warlock, the biggest part of the issue is to get them into position where magic like this can be used in the first place. What sort of person could wield the power to maneuver him into the cell?
Alright, so, try to cut your palm carefully. I can't patch you up until I'm out of here. You want a good amount of blood to draw, but not too much.
I plop down on the floor, dragging the dagger across my skin, the pain briefly drowning out Pendulum and everything.
Yeah, like that. Good.
Now, to break the runes on the ground, I start painting a pattern to counter the spell.
This will be a bit difficult, but at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of lines. Nothing too... Oh!
Did I mess up? I hesitate, my eyes snapping to meet Pendulum's unsettling stare. This is the monster I'm about to free. I'm sorry. Am I doing it wrong?
No, I didn't... Wow. Where did you learn this?
I baffled him. I suppose this doesn't happen too often. I studied runes. It used to be a hobby. Continuing my work if only to get this situation over with. Once I set him free, he'll either murder me or he won't. Whatever it is, at least there won't be much more tension. He finally takes a step back. In my periphery, his boots pace across the floor.
I met any of you lot who did.
I need a drink. That's no surprise. Most hunters I know react downright allergically to anything to do with magic, regardless of whether extended knowledge may save lives at some point or not. As I paint, my runes take the same glow emanating from the others, incorporating themselves into the spell. It's only towards the end that I'm at a loss. Already, heat is creeping up my neck and into my cheeks. Why? The question slips past my defenses, and I hastily paint the final rune without waiting for an answer, getting up and taking a step back.
Good. If a bit disconcerting that an Unny would need no more than a single hint to disable a spell like that. As for why, it adds the transience necessary to give the spell its final push.
Thanks for explaining. Blood drips from my hand onto the floor. I should bandage it.
Maybe you want to back up a bit more, hmm? I'm about to blast this cell open.
Right. I stumbled backwards, almost tripping over my own legs, in an attempt to get out of the possible blast radius. He waits patiently until I'm out of the way. If he doesn't intend to harm me now, I may stand a chance. Sickly yellow energy arcs from right next to the warlock and straight towards the lock, crackling upon impact and leaving behind a jagged hole. This could have been my stomach, guts spilled, blood leaking. A pathetic end for a pathetic excuse of a hunter. I shudder. He could still. Suddenly he's way too close, having crossed the distance between us while I was transfixed on the broken cell door. I jump back trying to get to safety, but he snatches my hand. Pain from the cut flares up and I let out a hiss through clenched teeth.
You know, I'd be wounded that you obviously didn't expect me to keep my word. If I cared.
The cut heals, knitting neatly back together.
That's about all I can do. So don't go getting a limb chopped off or something.
That's fair enough. Already, he pushes past me, making a beeline for the storage room. I follow, leaving the room with its reminders of my disgraceful actions behind. Not that I could forget. I fucked up big time. Where was I? Yeah. No spacing out. He'll dish me if I keep lagging behind. Sorry. Maybe getting ditched is the best that could happen to me. Back in the storage room, he's already sporting his cloak, fastening the herb pouch to his hip. He must have picked up the dagger while I was distracted.
Who are we looking for then?
He's keeping his word. Patrick. He's my partner who came to this town to investigate with me. It's the first time we worked together.
Do you have anything of his I can use as a catalyst for the tracking spell?
No. Why don't I? Does this mean we can't save him?
Alright, let's have a look at your brain then.
Ah, fuck. He digs in his pouch, producing a branch of some evergreen, before digging up a lighter and setting it on fire.
What's Patrick's favorite food?
How will this help him with the spell? And how am I supposed to know? I barely met the guy a day ago, and all I saw him eat was a currywurst from the train station.
Gotcha!
Interesting. My vision flips inward, drowning in a whirlwind of impressions and emotions. As if by magic, the chaos settles into a scene where, inside of a train station, Patrick, shoveling worst into his face's typical sour expression while reading the sports news broadcast on one of those huge screens. He is whining about the yoga tips interrupting the soccer game coverage back then, and now I got him. A foreign presence is in here with me, pressing against my mind. It's too much. The spell ends as
Well,
quickly
that
as it
wasn't
starts.
pleasant. I barely got past all that lavender you chugged.
That is the point of drinking it, protecting your mind.
Let's fetch Mr. Grouchy then.
It was that easy. He takes a bunch of seeds out of his pouch, casting another spell. A speck of light bursts into existence, hovering for a moment before zipping off. The spell worked. Excuse me. Penelon, does this mean Patrick is alive?
I really only go by Arta. And no, it could technically be leading us straight to a corpse. Although I doubt it. Not a whole lot of corpses around here.
He's right. Instead of corpses, most of this town's residents are simply different. We climb the narrow staircase back into the upper level of the building. What used to be a town hall is now left empty. With the town being in the state it is, I suppose they no longer have any use for it.
Since you know my name, how about you tell me yours?
Why couldn't they have kept Patrick in there?
Yo,
A hand waves up and down in front of my face. I heard him, but I was inner monologuing.
I'm trying to talk to you?
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch a word you said.
Right. What's your name?
Why would he need my name? I'm a Schmidt. Why? He rolls his eyes, leading the way out of the door.
So I know what to yell to get your attention.
Outside is a schizophrenic display of madness. That actually looks kind of cute. Clouds blanket the sky over a bustling town square, with people mingling about, socializing, shopping, or taking a walk as if it isn't pouring by now.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
I nod. They're like machines going through the motions with no sense for what's going on around them.
At least I don't have to worry about hiding the spell. We're about as perceptive as zombies.
Are zombies a thing? I've never heard or read about anyone making any.
No?
I see. Patrick's still alive, yet turned into a mockery of a human like them. I can never forgive myself. We walk along perfectly level cobblestones. There isn't a single one chipped or out of place. The buildings are the same without a crack. It's as if the entire town was sparkling new, built from scratch today. At least these people ignore us. all smiles and empty eyes and sluggish motions. Until...
Are you prepared to receive the glory of flawlessness?
Huh? One of the townspeople has stepped out into our way. As with all of them, her skin is too smooth, her features too symmetrical. She's scary. Arthur. He wants me to call him Arthur. Steps past the woman without missing a beat, leaving me to deal with it. Or am I supposed to ignore her as well?
Perfection is close. All will be ideal.
That's nice. Happy
Have
for
you
you.
been blessed with the profile yet?
What? She holds out a piece of paper with a QR code.
Perfection cannot be reached if perfection is not known.
She's getting right in my face. Meanwhile, Arthur turns around, motioning me to follow. Yeah, we're not gonna take it. I dodge a creature and run after Arthur.
It's much easier to ignore them from the start.
She was scary, okay? I keep thinking they'll turn on me at some point, like in those zombie movies. It's just their eyes. There's not much in there. It's like they're dead inside. Why am I justifying myself? Because it's not getting all worked up over nothing. And I know it. Arthur knows it. And he's bound to get annoyed at some point, and once he does...
Perfection is close. All will be ideal.
This sounds like more calm Morty from Rick and Morty. That's exactly what the other one said.
Have you been blessed with the profile yet?
Alright, deadass, that's actually kind of creepy with his mouth wide open like that. He pulls a piece of paper identical to the one the previous creature held out of a shiny wooden box. Another one? Should I take it if only to calm them down? Oh! I stumble backwards as Eldritch energies strike the man in the face with horrifying precision. The box clatters to the ground with deadly finality. Beautiful strands of hair explode outward together with chunks of bright red flesh and gray goo. He crumbles to the ground like a discarded toy. Why? Around us, none of the townspeople react to his death. And isn't that the true tragedy? They don't care. A man lost his life and they don't care.
It's alright. Never mind.
It's not alright.
I accidentally blasted one when I first arrived, and they went about their day as if nothing happened. So I knew it was safe.
Oh, okay, that's not the point.
Oh, come on. This is much faster than being all polite about it and talking to them. We got a guy to find?
That's not the point. What am I doing? Arthur waves his hand in front of my face and I flinch backward.
You want to keep staring at that corpse, or do you want to save your friend?
Not my friend. We barely know each other.
Then it's a shame you wasted your deal with me on saving him, I'd say. You coming?
He's leaving. I need to keep going. He's a monster. Everything I've read about him is true. I need him to find Patrick. He killed that man in cold blood. Why? Because he talked to us? Because I wasted time on the last creature? It's my fault. I may have well killed him. Who's the true monster here? This is the Patrick situation all over again. How many more people will have to die because of me? Why did I let Arthur come out of that cell knowing who he is? If I hadn't lost Patrick, I wouldn't have made this